Da, 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 da.
Wow. Welcome back to another episode of the Court of Digital Podcast. Thanks for being here, everybody. It's episode 123.
123.
And Wren is joining us in his official Son of a Dungeon costume. And I got to say,
this is a sneak peek.
I'm very surprisingly convinced at the quality of that bodysuit you're wearing.
I don't know what you're talking about. Bodysuit. Nah, we decided to take a page out of Disney and just spend 9 months of physical training to get that Doritos look.
Dude, I didn't know that you were doing the full Dorito look.
Maybe
that
I'm the next
Dorito
Chris Evans,
chip
didn't
look.
you know?
maybe you should put sunscreen on so that it just ends right at your jawline this time for you want your body to work out.
Yeah, it looks like you've only been working out in a cave for the last 2 years.
Did you see that?
For people listening audio only, Wren has an open-chested costume on with a very buff, pecs and abs, and it's striking, really.
Let me feel
You gotta
that.
come to
Yeah,
me.
let's see the realism.
Now,
that's
Nick
pretty
is
good.
It's a little
That's
stiff,
pretty good.
but
pretty good.
the latex skin feels pretty skin-like. It's squishy
Latex
too.
or silicone?
Nick is
Oh, this is
inspecting
silicone.
the nipples, the quality
Yeah,
of the
not latex.
silicone,
I approve.
and
I approve
things are
of this
getting
message.
weird. Okay,
It's
he
surprisingly
approves.
heavy too. Like this bodysuit, which cuts off at just below my shoulders, weighs like 10 or 15 pounds. It's a pretty heavy suit. Like you pick it up and you're like, wow, that's a lot heavier than I would have expected. Oh my gosh, we got waters incoming.
Man.
Thank you. Cool. Yeah, I'm getting very hot in this suit. So that's a concern of mine is that I'm worried about overheating when it comes time to actually shooting. And we're months away from shooting too. I don't know when we're going to shoot, but the game itself, the actual beginning filming stages of Son of a Dungeon, a week from today.
That's right. That's right. Get ready. Are you guys ready? Niko, are you ready?
Yeah, I just sent Sam my backstory. By the way, part of it involves me and you, and I should send it to you also.
Yeah, I think I'm going to share backstories this year with everybody because I was kind of hiding it last season, thinking oh, maybe this could reveal some vital information that somehow will work against the plot in the game. But I actually realized, no, it'd be better if everybody knew it.
Mm-hmm.
And that way they'd have context. And then, we can do more character moments like we were talking about today, which is something we want to do in season 2, sit people down, have a little bit more moments about the development and the time that the characters spend together so that when they are in combat and when they are, in these very dire situations, it's got more of that meaning, like them. You've been there with them from the beginning.
From the very beginning.
So I have also submitted my backstory for both me and Chippy.
Oh,
Ooh.
And I can't tell you what that is.
I kind of wonder if talking about all this backstory, be like, great, thanks for telling us that your characters have backstory. I feel like should we share a little bit of backstory? Would that be?
I'm down.
Would we be jumping the gun? I'd be down a little bit.
No, I'm
Sure,
down.
why not?
I'm down. I think it's good. I mean, people will find this out as they watch too, and I don't think it's Carmichael will be against this, but he's not here to stop us. So
I'll start by just giving you the little bit that I can.
All right.
Basically, there's more than meets the eye.
Oh.
What does that mean?
Oh,
What
you'll
do you
see.
think that
You'll
means,
see.
Jake?
You'll see.
Transformers, more than meets the eye.
It's the eye.
I'm gonna.
What
Yeah.
is-
No, you're right, Niko. I'm gonna turn into a truck, just like Clint always dreamed.
I don't even know Sam's
rare
email
spell.
anymore.
All right. So my character's a druid, and he comes from a tribe out in the woods of about 60 people. And, it's all very nature based. They worship nature as their god. Trees are their Jesus, if you will. And,
Wow.
and there's a traumatic event in my character's past about 10 years ago where Nest's brother got gored by a boar. And
Gored by a boar.
Gored by a boar. Hey,
A boar gore.
don't make jokes about Nest's brother
Oh,
dying.
sorry. Sorry, Ness. You
And
got
the whole druidic
That's right.
circle and the elders in the village were out on a vision quest. So he grabbed his brother and they headed into the nearest town to see if they could find a doctor there to heal him, to help him up. But they didn't have any money because they're just a tribe out in the woods. They've never partaken with modern society, and the doctor wouldn't take
druids.
him in. And his brother died, so he lost his brother at that point. He vowed that at that point he would He would not let this tribe get left behind as civilization moved on, and he was going to become the bridge to modern society.
That's so noble.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say that he like vowed that he'd never not have money again.
Pretty
and that
much.
He always
actually.
had money.
Well, pretty much. So he's I'm going to town. I'm going to get a job. And he found himself basically as this unique link where he's effectively the ambassador between the border of the wilderness and of civilization. You know, he's helping solve problems as man runs into beast. And
Right.
And in that process, you know, he's this naive druid that comes from the woods. You know, he meets this bard, this partying bard named Wren. And Wren is basically his tour guide to all luxuries and modern amenities of modern society, which turns out Nest loves. He loves partying, he loves drinking, he loves sports, and he especially loves gambling.
Sports. I am so excited for
This
sports.
took a U-turn. I thought this was gonna be a wholesome wood spray.
We tried to get into some gambling. If you watch closely in season 1, we tried to do some gambling, but it was always shot down. I think we got to do it this season.
Yep. Yeah, we're always trying to bet on things. Because the thing is, like, you know, Ness sends whatever money he can back to his tribe, which is like not most of it, because most of it actually gets spent gambling. It's a rough gambling
wow.
addiction. But the tribe knew this. They learned like how lawless he had become. Like, he's here, like, look, you can go to the land of no trees just because, you know, you're doing this for the betterment of the tribe. And if they knew that how much money he was blowing on gambling versus sending back to the tribe, they'd be like, you're done. You're out of the druid circle.
Ooh, things might get ugly for Nest.
But I don't, at this point, Ness is pretty powerful.
That's true, yeah.
Dude, the whole freaking microwave ending.
Yeah. Dude, the double microwave.
Oh, so on that note, so when we were doing the Solar World video last year, Matt and I both, it became a bit of a meme between the two of us. Every time we'd like turn on a light, instead of saying striking, we'd be like, Moonbeam. we said Moonbeam so many times throughout the course of that project. We'd be like sitting down to like, all right, now we're gonna do this shot and Moonbeam and the next shot. That's so stupid. Why?
When Alex Barbatsis was working with us, he's an old friend of ours, and he was really into WWE wrestling, and there's a character in WWE wrestling called Rafiki, and Rafiki's move was to back that ass up onto people's faces, and it was called the stink face. He would like suffocate people with his butt, and so that it became a production phrase. Anytime something just needed a little bit extra, you just put a little ass on it. You'd be fine.
Because he had that song that he sang.
Yeah. Well, actually, I don't know if that was Rafiki who had that song. There was another guy
Okay.
called something else that I can't
I'm
remember.
pretty sure it was Rafiki.
Maybe it was. But
Yeah, he was singing
see.
"Put a Little Ass on It."
Did he? Okay.
Yeah, and so he like the light was too dim. Like, you know, like he put a little ass on it.
Yeah. Just put a little ass on it. It'll be fine.
The performance is good, but for this next one, just put a little ass on it.
Oh, it was Rikishi, not
Rikishi.
Rafiki. Rafiki's from the
Rafiki is
Lion King.
Yeah.
I was very confused. I was like, there's someone from WWE named after a monkey from
He has
Lion
a
King?
baboon though with one of those big butts, you know. So I mean, it kind of works.
He's also a
baboon
real
butt.
life cousin
Or
of
baboon.
Dwayne the Rock Johnson, part of
really?
the famous wrestling. I'm pronouncing this wrong, but IE family. Yeah, there's a bunch of famous wrestlers in that
Whoa.
family.
A
Crazy.
dynasty.
Yeah, it really is. Anyways, so the woods.
So the
Niko.
woods.
The woods.
Well, long story short, you know, Ness fell in with Warren. Like, Ness had this skill that he realized that he could help them deal with the frontier. And Warren had all the connections to like the governorship and the nobility. And he's like, there's all these like open contracts that like we could take care of. And so we went out there and we started taking care of it. We started making a lot of money. And then we discovered sports gambling and sports betting on the season. I mean, you always bet on the Crushers, right? Win or
Never
lose.
bet against the
Yeah,
Crushers.
sports.
Yep. And so that's really what Nest's life was like currently. You know, trying to kind of keep this all a little bit of secret from the tribe. And be like, oh, it's so tough. I'm just grinding it out. Here's all the money I made. In reality, that's not exactly the case. But yeah, that's a little bit of a backstory as to why he's doing what he's doing and how he got linked up with Warren.
And Ren, you can't. How much can you reveal, Ren?
I mean, my backstory isn't that important for just general sort of knowledge of the crew or the tribe, or what are we calling ourselves? The The party. Yeah, that's the term. The party.
The band of merry compatriots.
Yeah, that's right.
And yeah, we're just expanding upon the backstory with me and Chippy, how we came to be, Chippy's family, etc. Chippy's backstory, and I'm excited for it.
Chippy's
It's gonna have big
backstory.
implications for the main story. I'm pretty sure, because it's like Sam and I came up with this idea to kind of like twist that a little bit in a really interesting way. And I think Sam's just going to sit on that. So I think that's going to become a big story element of the actual season. I
Okay.
don't know how yet. I'm just saying.
Okay. Well, I'm excited to find out. I'm excited to see what Chippy's backstory is, because most of the time, for squirrels, it's pretty simple.
Chipmunks! Chipmunks!
Sorry. For chipmunks, it's
dare
pretty
you.
simple. It's just come and go, eat a nut,
Eat a nut.
That's pretty much
D's
it.
nuts.
Yeah. All right. So, Warren, Niko's kind of hinted at some of my history, but I'll just read to you a little story about Warren. Now, as you guys know, if you've seen season 1, we're going to the Underdark, and that's about all we know as well as players. So don't worry. This is all context
Play out.
and no spoilers. So after his parents were tragically killed at the exact same time by being hit with a speeding sports ball during a performance at a Cecilton Crushers game, Warren spent his adolescence being raised by his bard uncle, Luther Watt. His mother was a human, and his father and uncle were wood elf brothers. He was raised in an elven community outside of Cecilton, where his father and uncle's family came from a long line of high bards. The bards would often be employed on diplomatic missions by nobles and other high societies to trade things between the Underdark and the world above. Places that nobles themselves did not want to go, but wanted things to go and things to come from. Some of Warren's most influential experiences came from the times he spent with Luther in the Underdark, and because of this, his favorite terrain is caverns.
Oh.
In one Underdark adventure at the age of 15, deep in a drow city, Warren was separated from his uncle when he was shot with a poisonous arrow and kidnapped by drows. He was held as ransom in exchange for a book of rune that his uncle's party was attempting to transport. But when the drows attempted to trap and kill Luther and his party, Warren stole the book of rune and used it to invoke intense sunlight, which injured the enemy drows and saved all but one of the adventuring party, little Tophus's grandfather, who sacrificed himself in a heroic act involving lots of acid and a Lehman's tiny hut, while the rest of the party made a narrow escape. In another adventure at the age of 26, Warren and Luthen discovered that a noble house of drows were the ones who actually planned the attack that killed Warren's parents. As it turns out, the plot was a wicked attempt by the house to seek revenge on their distant kin of the Watt line of Wood Elf, who had played a critical role in their original banishment from to the Underdark.
Oh, wow.
As a result, Warren and Luther formed a war party to enter a drow city and slaughter an entire line of noble drow with the help of a larger war chest financed by Luther and Warren's friends in high places in the world above and some below. Dozens were killed. Some say hundreds. As a result of this, much favor from the other houses of drow was won and helped establish a highly profitable but incredibly dangerous trade economy with the other drows and noble houses above. Despite the danger, Warren and Luther paid off their war debt and more, which is how Warren was able to establish himself as a respectable citizen of Cecilton. However, some years went by, and rumor still has it that Warren and Luther did not finish off every one of their distant kin, something Warren has grown more and more suspicious of since the mysterious disappearance of his uncle about a year ago that had evidence of drow at play. But maybe it was just all that sketchy trading. Nobody knows for sure.
Damn.
Wow.
What a backstory.
Yeah, that was in depth. Meanwhile, I'm over here being like, there's more than meets the eye.
Did you feel the adventure? Are you guys ready?
Yeah, I'm
I
ready.
am.
What
My whole
comes-
day today was all about just trying to get into the mindset of Bob.
You throw rocks around?
I throw boulders around.
Cool.
Rocks.
Cool. I like that. Method acting.
Yeah.
What makes a high bard high?
Like how
Are
high?
you born high or do you get high?
A little bit of both.
Okay. So is Warren
both.
is Warren high or is he normal?
Well, he's pretty high now.
He's on his way.
Gotcha. So you're just on a mission to get high.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
As any bard. Yeah.
It's a byproduct, actually.
Gotcha.
Yeah, bards.
Like any
bards are
musician.
kind of. They're kind of. Well, some people say that they're OP in the D&D universe because they can sort of serve so many different functions and roles. But a high bard would just be somebody who's, like at the highest levels of like, play.
Oh,
in the
levels. Gotcha.
Yeah, not-
I thought you were going
right,
somewhere
right,
else.
yeah. Right.
Not
yeah,
high.
Yeah.
Been
that's
visiting the
what I thought you
tavern a
meant.
little bit too
Yeah.
much, huh?
game. He's been high,
Interesting.
but he's not. Yeah.
Thanks for that clarification.
Cool. So we got.
I always heard like imagine a high bard is like they play at nobility parties.
Oh, okay.
Like a regular
Exactly,
bar is
yeah.
in like a tavern.
Yeah.
fancy.
Okay.
Right.
Sure.
They're
That makes
fancy.
sense.
Right.
The Beethovens of the D&D
Exactly.
world.
Exactly.
It's like
Yeah.
they become the like historical orators of the area.
Yeah, bards serve an important function to, transfer human culture from one generation to the next.
Yep. And in the game, they're basically your non-combat fighter. Like when you do a fight, a battle of the minds, or of the wits, or of the musical fingers, that is the
Right.
bard's job.
Right.
Yep.
We do everything but fight, pretty much.
Yep.
Try to avoid it at all costs, unless we form a war party, in which case all bets are off.
Roses are red, violets are blue, and today's sponsor, Manscaped, is here for you with their Performance Package 4.0 just in time for Valentine's Day. That's right, it's got everything you need. It's got the good smells, it's got the good look, you got the whole thing going on, and you're out on the date for Valentine's Day, and where are you, at a sushi restaurant? I'm sure it's delicious. But you know what? With this Performance Package from Manscaped, you're gonna be even more delicious. Let me tell you why. Because the first thing that it offers is the Lawnmower 4.0, the fourth generation of their signature trimmer. It's got a 4000K LED light so you can see in those hard to reach places, and it has the patented skin safe technology signature on all the Manscaped trimmers, and that's gonna allow you to be less likely to clip and cut yourself while you're doing what you gotta do. In addition to the lawnmower, it's also got the Weed Whacker. What is the Weed Whacker? It is the ultimate nose and ear trimmer just for you. This thing has 9,000 RPM motor powered 360 degree rotary dual blades. The hair, it's just gone. Oh, and guess what? It's waterproof. You can use it in the shower. Pretty good, Manscaped. Good job, guys. But that's not all they're throwing in the performance package. They're also throwing in their shed travel bag and their anti-chafing boxer briefs. Now, I have a pair of these boxers myself. Absolutely love them. I wear them all the time. I mean, not every day, obviously, I wash them, but I wear them when they're clean. They're my go-tos, and they're very comfortable. So that's what's going on in their Performance Package 4.0. It's a perfect thing just in time for Valentine's Day. If you guys are interested in getting some for yourself, head on over to manscaped.com and use the code CorridorCast, and you'll get 20% off plus free shipping. That's manscaped.com with the promo code CorridorCast for 20% off plus free shipping. Now, back to the podcast.
We've got to do a brand deal with Lehman's Tiny Hut.
But the company
We should
doesn't
get
exist for
like
real.
REI to sponsor it or something.
All right.
We
I'm
need
gonna
our-
ask.
Like in game, in
What
world,
is
we got
that?
to do a brand
You
deal.
haven't watched Son of a Dungeon?
Not that part.
Lehman's Tiny Hut is literally just like a big bubble shield.
It's a force field.
Gotcha.
They didn't call
Yeah,
it force field. They
it's-
call it Lehman's Tiny Hut.
Gotcha.
Right. For some reason, they
Lehman
didn't
being
call
a
it a
dude.
force field.
Yeah, because there's also a Lehman's like large hut also.
Oh,
Lehman's
Yeah.
has
Who's
a
gonna
few
get Lehman's
products,
large
actually.
that's
They
what I'm
do.
saying.
There's Lehman's Secret
Lehman's-
Chest.
Oh, Lehman's Secret Chest.
Mm-hmm. He's got it all. Old man
Hey,
Lehman.
I'm just saying, Lehman's. We could have a lot of cross promotion here, promoting their,
Oh, I
their
should
large
get a-
hut,
I should
their
get a
secret
hu-
chest.
So the secret chest, you can hide a chest and all of its contents on the ethereal plane.
Dope.
You must touch the chest
Higher
and the miniature
dimensions.
replica that serves as a material component for the chest. And that's how you do it. But the chest
persistent
remains,
loot
I
drop.
think, in the ethereal plane if you die.
Do you
Yeah,
think there's just like a million chests up there from all the
Dude,
dead
probably a
adventures?
bunch of hidden ones.
Throughout time,
Oof, that's where the treasure's at.
You can hold rare material constructed from rare materials worth at least 5,000 gold pieces.
Wow, it's an expensive chest.
Oh, only wizards can have this. Okay.
Lame.
Okay.
It's a good thing I'm
Well,
a wizard.
what if I had one that was enchanted by a wizard?
Yeah, I mean,
And then I had a little whistle that I could call to the wizard, and then he would You know?
Yeah, or it's a scroll
Make it appear.
or a, enchanted chest item.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
let your dreams be dreams, Jake.
Do it.
Don't let them live in the ethereal plane.
Yeah.
Bring
Are you
them
coming
into the
in-
material.
Are you flying in over the weekend?
I'm flying in Monday morning.
Oh wow. Okay.
Waking up at 1:45 a.m. Pacific time.
Ugh.
And I'm going to fly my butt
boy.
out to Southern
I
California.
will likely still be awake.
I will text you if you're awake. And I'll tell you to go to sleep.
Good.
Just text Wren, OMW.
OMW, be right there.
BRT. That's a new one. That's a new one.
OMW, BRT.
Just so using acronyms that like
Like, way
people have no
overuse
idea what they
them.
stand for.
Oh man, I just learned that gnarly. You know the word gnarly? Gnar, like shred the
gnar.
gnar. Gnar is an acronym.
Oh, really?
I just learned
What's
this.
it mean?
Going.
Wait, don't tell us what it is. Let's guess it.
Goeth not awry.
GNAR, right? That's
It's an acronym
those
from
are
the
letters.
13th century.
You're never gonna guess it. You're never
Hold
gonna
on,
guess it.
let me try.
Go
Let me
nuts
try. Let me
and-
try.
Risk it.
Radical.
all.
Risk it all.
Go nuts and
Here we
rip.
go. Go nuts and crash.
No, it's an R.
Knack.
Go nuts and rip.
That's close.
That's what I'm
decent.
guessing.
It's not. I mean, it's not close, but I like it.
Go
Okay.
nutso and rip.
No, it's the first word is a name.
Gary's-
Gary's-
never around.
Gaffney's.
Gaffney's.
Gaffney's?
It was like
Gaffney.
Lehman's tiny hut. Like
Yeah, yeah.
Gaffney's.
Who the
It's
hell is
possessive.
named
Nominal,
Gaffney?
actionable.
It's apparently
Recreation.
a big skier back in the day.
Oh, Gaffney.
So it's NAR stands for Gaffney's Numerical Assessment of Radness.
Oh wow.
I'm not kidding. This is an actual thing.
That's why you
and no one
shred the
knows about
NAR.
it. Yeah, shred the NAR. It
That's
started
why
off
you
between these two
shred it up.
skiers.
You're off the charts.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they
That's what
wanted
it
to come
is.
up with a way to like measure points of like who's doing the most gnarly stuff. See, I'm saying it
Right.
right now. Like I'm literally using a term they coined to describe the term they coined. Sorry, because it's like an acronym. People always think of acronyms as just being an abbreviation of the first letters of words, right? But an acronym is actually only when those letters form a new word, like NASA. NASA is an acronym, but
So what is a kickflip in NAR points?
like 5.
Sick.
I don't know.
Hey, speaking of NAR points, you got to do something pretty gnarly.
Oh, dude, are we gonna talk about that?
Yeah, let's
You
talk
wanna-
about it.
Okay, so
Well, you tell me, are we going to talk about it?
Oh yeah, we could talk about it. I think, but I'm going to anyway. So over the weekend,
After that, I'm going to talk about a list of lesser known acronyms.
Perfect.
acronyms of lesser being, lesser power. So over the weekend, my friends over at this small company called Future Motion came down for the weekend. They make this product called the One Wheel.
Oh,
Yeah, just
That's cool.
FYI. Yeah, so they were in town, and we hung out for a day. The end.
That's all you can say. Come on, brah.
No, okay, so I got to try the new One Wheel GT, and it is off the charts of the Gaffney's assessment of
It shredded
radness.
the NAR.
Is that what it
Gaffney's
stands
numerical
for?
assessment of
Gaffney's
radness.
numerical
Gaffney's
Numerical
assessment of radic-
assessment of
No,
radness.
I mean, is that what GT stands for? Is it like Gaffney's Thunder? Or
Totally
like
off the assessment.
Gaffney's thunder.
Gaffney's Thunder.
I mean,
it's
it
like,
could
oh, the One Wheel
work.
XR, what does the XR stand for? Oh, extended range. That's cool. What about the One Wheel GT? What does that stand for? That stands for Gaffney's thunder.
I mean, they are from
GT
Santa
means
Cruz, so I
Grand
wouldn't put it past
Touring.
them.
Technically, apparently, according to Kyle, who invented the One Wheel XR, on the One Wheel XR stands for extra rad.
Oh, really?
Oh, so it is coming back, okay? Extra rad, radness, GT,
Oh, I got an XR bonus on my-
Gaffney's touring radness.
So yeah, I got to try the new One Wheel GT. Now they are still in pre-production of all of their units. There is a delay currently. There's I don't know which components they're short on, but everything else is ready to go. And as soon as they get those components, they'll start shipping them out.
Mr. Schumer, there's a delay.
So yeah, I got to try. They're one of 2 engineering units that exist in reality. And I didn't get to ride it very much. I went up and down the street a few times. I toiled around a little bit in like an intersection, and that was pretty much the extent of my experience riding the new One Wheel. But I have some thoughts. First thought, it is awesome. It is legit powerful. And so I was not quite racing, but I was going fast. And my friend who was on the XR, he was getting surging, and he wasn't able to keep up as easily. Because on a One Wheel, you can just go until it gives out. And I didn't push it that far, but I did push it to the point where I hit pushback. And pushback is just a mechanism the One Wheel employs to inform you that you're hitting the limits of what the One Wheel can do. And how it activates is it literally like pushes back on you. It tilts backwards. Because the One Wheel
Pushback is actually an acronym.
That's the long
Pause
acronym.
under strenuous, hard boards and okay, sorry, I'm done.
But yeah, I mean, because it's like
Crack.
people are like, oh, why didn't they just put brakes on the One Wheel? And I was like, that's not how One Wheels work.
That's called a nosedive when the
Yeah.
wheel breaks on you.
Because you can't just like slow it down. That's the physics involved don't allow for that. So you have to like inform the rider that they're at the limits of the One Wheel rather than taking over and stopping them. So what they've chosen to do is to basically change the orientation of the One Wheel to be tailed down, and that's called pushback. And it can be kind of jarring sometimes. It's pretty jarring on the Pint, and the pushback on the GT is pretty similar. I will say that. It starts pretty rapidly, but I will say the pushback on the GT starts pretty late. Like it doesn't start at a lower speed. You have to really hit like 20 miles an hour for the pushback to really activate. Again, I have very limited experience with it, so take my words with
But
all
a
of the
regular
salt in
One
this
Wheel, like
ocean.
an XR, it's like 15 miles an hour, 16 miles an hour. You'll start to feel that lean. Where it's
Yeah.
like you're getting to the ends of what we can do to keep up with you.
But then you can push through that and it'll go back to normal, and now you're riding at the literal like extent of what the motor can do, and so it's very easy to push it too far and you can nosedive and break your collarbone. Some of us here have experience with that. Not me, obviously. Anyway,
Obviously.
so
Not with abs like those.
Not with abs
and
like these.
musculature like that, you know?
Not with pauldrons like those, my
Yeah,
friend.
man. You should wear those when you ride. That might save your collarbone next
oh,
time.
dude,
That
yeah,
would just
actually.
tear the
actually,
collarbones
if you-
right out of his body.
Just sever your artery.
If you wore football armor though, you'd be good to go.
And you'd look cool too.
Yeah, style points would make up for all of it.
Yeah.
So one of the things I was most curious about with the GT was the weight, and it is heavier, but my One Wheel, which is pretty much as souped up as it could possibly be, isn't that much lighter. I think my One Wheel is somewhere around like 33, 34 pounds, and the GT is 35 pounds. And so it doesn't feel like it's noticeably heavier, but not in a noticeably bad way. Like I'm able to pick it up just fine and I was able to ride it. I was able to do an S-spin. I'm pretty sure I'm the first person to do an S-spin on a One Wheel GT, which is a type of trick where you kind of like spin around.
Gnarly.
That's at least a 7 on the
That's
NAR
at
scale.
least
Oh, that's at least a
7 on the
7
NAR.
for sure. But I did a bunch of like curb climbs on it, and it handles curb climbing so well. It's just got so much power ready to go. And yeah, it's like they're still limiting you to 20 miles an hour on speed before like pushback kind of really starts trying to slow you down. But everything up until that point just feels so much safer than a One Wheel XR. And so I felt very secure on it, even just a little bit of riding that I did. And there was this one steep area that we went where I was up on a sidewalk, and it was a pretty steep spot. And I'm confident that an XR wouldn't have been able to go over this bump. It wasn't a bump. It was just like a ramp, right? And the GT just went right up, just like, whoop, like no problem.
Yeah.
Also, what's cool and crazy is that like if you kind of do a half jump and like lift your back foot, that's kind of like the base of like kicking out rocks or bonking over things to get some air. If you do that on flat ground, just that lack of friction is enough to make the tire spin out, and then half a second later, when your weight lands back on the foot pad, it skirts like skirt. So like I could literally make the One Wheel GT skirt on command, just like skirt.
Yo, you want to do some burnouts?
Because I can do it on the XR, but I have to hit a bit of a bump. I have to hit a bump to get enough air so
Yeah.
that the wheel can spin up and then hit the ground and skirt.
dude.
The GT just
it's
does
got more
it.
torque, a lot more torque.
These
It's
on it.
got a
one-wheel
lot more torque,
hooligans are gonna be
exactly.
tearing up the neighborhood, dude.
Yeah.
Leaving skid marks everywhere. Little tiny skid marks.
Oh, the studio floor in a few months.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, and I didn't try an actual like donut burnout. So, my friend did one and it worked. It works. Yeah, it does it. But I tried. One of the tricks I did, and I did it on camera. I'm not allowed to share any of the photos and videos that I took yet. It's kind of under embargo. This video I got, I managed to do a 180 sex change where I basically jump up, turn my body 180 degrees, land back on the one wheel. I could do that fine on the regular one wheel, but the GT is slightly top heavy. And so when I did that spin, it rolled over onto its side and I landed on the rails primo. Like when you land on the side
A
of it.
really cool trick.
It's a pretty sweet trick. And I was like, whoa. But then it rolled back and my legs kicked out and I landed flat on my back and I hit my elbow really hard. So I don't know if you can see the bruising on my elbow here,
Yeah.
but my elbow hurts.
That's just part of your default skin now, Wren.
Yeah, so it's I am apparently not the first person to draw blood off of a one-wheel GT. But again, they've literally only got 2 units and they were hand built. And
So you did a
final
trick.
specs,
you did a
but-
first trick ever, and you were the first to not the first to bleed on it.
yeah.
Okay.
But no, it was cool because they were in town doing
Raises
some photo
questions.
shoots. They're still like doing promotional stuff for it. They're not actually launching it yet. And since I'm friends with the guys, they just text me like, "Hey, you around?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm around."
Do you know how many they sold?
How many one-wheel GTs
Yeah,
they
yeah.
pre-ordered?
Yes.
I do not know.
At least 100.
I'd say at least 100. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they managed to get several thousand. There's
Only
Talking
several
with-
thousand? I would have expected much more.
of one-wheel GT pre-orders.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. I do know that there's approximately 250 to 300,000 one-wheels in the wild. And I don't know that from Future Motion. The number might be higher. That's
In
just
the
what
wild.
I've been able to get from estimations from various people who sell one-wheel accessories.
You know, like the one wheel is pretty, like, it was a pretty like life-changing device, I think, for a lot of us. But like to me,
Absolutely.
it's what got me out into nature a lot more.
That's the biggest thing, man.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, climbing to the tops, like, because LA is surrounded by nature. There's nature in the middle of LA, but it's in mountain form, and mountains are not the most kind thing to people's legs.
No, and it's
yeah.
like you know, hikes are great. Getting up out into nature is great. Everyone enjoys that for the most part. But if you're sitting on the couch thinking what to do with the next 5 hours of your life and you don't really have the energy to go out and do an activity, the idea of going on a hike, you might not reach that critical threshold of actually doing it.
Yeah.
And so what ends up happening for most people is that they just never get out into nature. But the one wheel takes that threshold of activation energy requirements. Why am I getting technical with that phrasing? Anyway, it makes it so easy just to get out into nature, like you're saying. And so the mere fact that I can be like, yeah, I feel like being on top of a mountain, and literally 1 hour from right now, I can be on top of a mountain if I wanted to.
Yeah.
Maybe an
It's
hour and a
great.
half to commute to the base of the mountain, then one wheel up. But you know what I mean.
Wren, I think you just came
But-
up with another acronym, a RARE. Wren's activation energy requirements.
Rare.
Yeah.
Dude, that was hella rare, dude.
But
Hella
there's
rare.
a large but to the whole getting to the top of the mountain thing, which is the one wheel XRs kind of run out of batteries.
Oh, that, yeah.
Because the mountains are so big here. And then 2, you're still climbing a mountain, and unless the road is somewhat smooth, you can't get to the top of the mountain necessarily, you know?
Yeah.
Like they're pretty dang good. And in fact, the one wheel XRs are so good that like, yeah, you can get to the top of the mountain as long as you take a fire road, but it's also just like, you see what it could be. It's like, wow, what if I could do this anywhere? And people are like, they're always surprised, like, wait, you ride that up this mountain?
Every
And it's like,
time,
yeah,
yeah.
right back down. And it's like, now I can show up with the GT and be like, oh, I ride this everywhere. You know?
Yeah.
Anywhere?
I mean, that was my hope. Like when they announced this, like,
ride
I
this on
hope
the
this
moon.
truly lets me shred up the side of a mountain in the way that the XR can't.
I ride this
no,
up
and I
the-
think it's
to the
going to.
sky.
Yeah, I'm very much so looking forward to taking.
I ride this on everything. I saw everything. I ride into ocean. No,
Yeah,
but
because
it
it's
is
like it's gonna
exciting.
have the power. And another big thing that I obviously wasn't able to test at all was the range of the one wheel GT, which is supposed to be around 30 miles. 30 miles of range on the one-wheel GT.
Drool.
Now, granted, that's really 20 to 30 miles of range, depending on how you ride. If you're going up a mountain, you're looking at probably 7 miles of range.
Yeah, which is still pretty cool. That's a lot of miles. Up
It is. No, it straight up is.
You're
And
gonna
that's
get
why I
some
really want to take these
serious
to
bonky
Inspiration
toe
Point.
with that thing, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna have to. Yeah. So, but if you're just going like at a medium speed on flat ground in the middle of Kansas, you'll probably be able to easily get 30 miles.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really excited. It's LA holds so much nature. It's just it can only be unlocked with electric vehicles or somebody who has a lot of time and really strong legs and endurance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like we can go up to the mountain at the end of the day too.
That's
Because if
the
you go on a
thing.
hike, it's like, oh, let's get up early and get our energy out, you know?
Yeah.
But we go at the end of the day and then we just,
Because
it's amazing. It's,
most of the rides we go on, we meet up at like 9:30 p.m. and then we go up to the top of the mountain in pitch black.
it's nice and cool too.
It's nice and
Like,
cool.
oh,
There's
man.
no one else on the mountain,
Yeah.
so we have it to ourselves. There's like a nice private feeling about it, being up there and knowing that there's literally no one else around you. Because I remember back in the very early days being like, oh man, it might be kind of sketchy going up on top of the mountain in the middle of the night. There might be like bears.
It is a little
Yeah.
sketchy
and
by
wolves.
yourself.
Yeah, and there might be large drops that you can have your one wheel fall down, Nico.
Hey, you did it too, all right?
Or you yourself can fall down them.
Did you tell that story yet?
My wheel dying? Dude, not yet.
There's a ride that we do called the Steakhouse because we've
Oh.
always said the stakes are high,
Yep.
but we finally had a real casualty on the Steakhouse. It finally like paid for its namesake.
Yep.
And this was like the fifth or sixth time a board had actually tumbled down the mountain. But this was the
Yeah.
first time the mountain claimed a life.
Yeah. My
A
board.
board's life.
Yeah.
My board, Wren tried very hard. For 2 days straight, like a doctor, he worked on it, taking it apart and putting it back together and trying different things. He was not able to bring it back to life. So I think something's wrong with the battery management system. And
Which, yeah.
yeah,
It's-
Which is crazy because Nat's board fell like 3 times as far, but it was fine. And it was out there all night long.
I mean,
too.
mine's actually fallen off this. I mean, mine fell off twice that night. I was
True.
like being pretty lackadaisical with it. Like it's fallen off the steakhouse edge like about 4 or 5 times now.
You
But,
were
like
just
never
asking
too
for
seriously.
it.
But that night I was just like, whatever, I'm sending it. Maybe it was the knowledge of the
Gotcha.
GTs on the horizon. Maybe it was
Yeah,
just
just throw it.
tempting fate. I don't know what it was, but either
was
way, the
all the
board
above.
doesn't work. Yep. So Ivy has a one wheel, and I'm thinking about taking it apart and using the pieces to make my one wheel work.
Which is the way to go. You've got the upgraded battery.
Yeah, because you have the CBXR battery, which is like
Yeah.
a off-market upgrade. That
Yep. Tri battery systems.
Yeah.
Which doesn't work with all one wheels too, by the way. It's like it only works with the older one wheels
Yeah.
that still have the open connection between the controller and the battery management system. Ever since like halfway through the XR production range, they actually started connecting the two. So if your controller dies, you can't just get a new controller. You have to get a new controller and a new battery, which makes it like prohibitively expensive to just replace components, which is really unfortunate. I really don't like that decision from Future Motion to do that. It really kind of cuts down on stuff like this anyway. Point being is that Ivy's board is old enough that you could just take the BMS from her board and put it in your board, assuming that that's the problem. I thought I eliminated the BMS as the problem twice already, and I've also now eliminated every other component on the board being the problem, so it has to be this.
Yeah.
well, you're gonna buy
Speaking
a GT
in acronyms
anyway.
again.
So wouldn't
I
you
don't
rather
get it.
have a GT and a CBXR board?
I would.
Yeah,
I
there you go.
would. But here's the thing. It's Ivy's board.
But you could say, "Hey, Ivy, I'll give you my CBXR XR," or
And she
or
might
the
be
Yeah,
like-
GT.
but half of everything that's
And then you
hers
just
is
borrow
yours,
it.
bro.
Exactly.
That's right. You
It's
can have
hers
the front
anyway.
half with the controller in it. I don't need that. I'm gonna take the back half with the BMS in it.
There you go. You're good to go.
Yeah.
All right. You guys interested in some lesser known acronyms?
Yeah.
Am I ever?
All right.
Nick, the
I'm gonna lay
enthusiasm. Try to keep it down, man.
Sorry. Okay.
Keep it down.
I just
Ready?
love acronyms.
Here's the first one. Laser.
Oh, yes,
Oh.
I knew this one.
Light. No, something radiating.
It's
I don't
got
remember the
light
actual-
and it's got radiation.
Light
You're right on
array.
those.
Zapper.
I forget. I used to know this one, but I forget. It starts with light and it ends
Light
with
something
radiation.
radiation. Something. I don't know.
Guys,
Tell
I'm
us.
reading this from bbc.co.uk. This is one of those articles that they think people are going to land on when they're bored at work. So don't hate me if I get this all wrong. But here's what they have to say about the laser. Okay, everyone loves a good good laser.
Yeah.
I mean, particularly in the context of a James Bond film.
Wow, that's some
After
real
all,
deep digging on that creative
actually, this is
opener.
kind of funny. After all, who could ever forget the famous laser crotch nail biting moment in Goldfinger? We sure didn't. But anyways, here's what it means.
I
Light
made
a-
it chop them in half. Sorry.
Light amplification by simulated emission of radiation.
That's
Simulated or stimulated?
Stimulated emission of radiation. You're right.
We're not simulating some radiation. What is this?
Stimulated emission of
Wow.
radiation.
There it is.
also, it should be pronounced labser.
Nabzer.
By is
My
lowercase.
labser.
So
I
there you
know.
go.
But
Hey,
if
what
it
you
were
got there? Brand new labser?
Only when you say it really slow do you say the B.
labs.
What,
Hey, man,
what
did
else
you-
is
Did you ever have one of them labster pointers growing up?
Man, kids these days and all their labster swords chopping each
All
other
right.
down.
what else
Here's
is
another
acronym?
one.
Saver.
Scuba.
Scuba. I knew that
yeah.
one.
I don't know what that stands for, but I did know that was an acronym too.
Self-contained underwater breathing apparatus.
Dang.
How did you know that?
Nailed
I
it.
read books. Excuse me.
Wow,
You read a book that said that? Chapter
Niko-
1. Scuba.
Nico nailed it. All right, here's another one. Taser.
Tactical.
Assisted.
Something.
Is it the same as laser? But
Is it
with
an
a
S
T?
or a Z? I always want to go to Z's
Tactical-
for these words.
ass
It's an
zapper?
S.
Can you spell it real quick?
Tactical
ass
Tactical ass zapper.
That's the TAZ.
Yeah, how's it spelled?
S. It's spelled with an S.
Oh,
And an E
right,
or an
so-
O?
E.
Okay.
wait, isn't Taser the name of the company?
It's a
It's not the
U.
actual device.
I don't know if it's the name of the actual company, but apparently there was an acronym. Sorry, the word stands for Thomas A. Swift Electrical Rifle. After
Oh.
the inventor Jack Cover decided in 1974 to name it after his favorite children's book character, Tom Swift. Don't you know?
It's so
Weird.
wholesome. Yeah. Okay.
Which is
That's
weird, though,
weird.
because to describe it as an electric rifle is almost wholly inaccurate because there's nothing rifled about it. But okay. All right. Here's some more. Spam.
God.
Spiced ham.
Yes.
Wow.
Nice. That's an
Wow.
abbreviation, you son of a bitch.
Oh, well, okay. There's two possible. No one knows for sure. One is special processed American meat.
Oh my god, that sounds like the worst.
That's what it is. I mean, yeah.
Well, it was invented. Became popular during World War II, and there's two other famous World War II acronyms that
Fubar?
were- yes, FUBAR and snafu.
Oh, yeah,
that's
snafu.
right.
Yeah. Well,
And
we
this-
all know what
the-
Fubar is because we've all seen Saving Private
Saving
Ryan.
Private
Effed
Ryan.
up beyond
All
all
reason.
reason.
And
sounds like
snafu
recognition.
is
Recognition.
Situation-
Recognition. Thank you.
I just recently rewatched the Quarter Crew episode about
Situation?
Bosstown 2 and how we lost all the footage, and you said this in the video. It was like situation nominal, all effed up.
Yeah.
Situation normal, all effed up.
Nominal, normal.
Nominal.
Yeah. Yeah. So we got those going for us, guys. Those are the acronyms of the day. And
Acronyms of the day.
I can get more, but I hope Gaffney's proud of us.
Gosh darn it,
That's
dude.
all I
We
gotta
gotta
say.
play Boulder Dash because we could make up our own acronyms and then have to guess the real one. I'm just
We
saying.
could make up our own acronyms or MUA.
Oh, speaking of
That's what that means.
AOT. Wow, I just said stuff that I was having a conversation in my head. I just realized that was not out loud. Sorry, I was thinking of some acronym. I was like AOT. Oh yeah, AOT. Attack on Titan.
Speaking of AOT, it's like none of us have said those words.
Are you all right?
I haven't seen the new episodes yet. I'm looking forward
They're
to jumping
pretty
in.
hype, man. They're
Oh man, I
pretty
can't wait to
sweet.
jump in. I'm gonna jump in tonight.
Oh man, I can't believe the second one ended like that. It was such a cliffhanger.
Oh, I'm jumping in tonight. Okay, I can't wait.
And now because of it, I'm getting hyped again. I'm like, man, I want to make another Attack on Titan scale video.
Do it. Do it. It was such a good video.
But it's like by necessity, there's gonna have to be a little bit of like spoilery stuff. Like, yep. I don't know. I've read the manga, so I know what happens, and so I already am planning on what I could do. And there's some bigger Titans. There's also going to be. I'm not gonna say anything else.
Perfect.
Hey, Wren, do you know
why I
what
like it.
TED Talk means?
No.
It's not
Totally
because there was a
educational.
guy named Ted.
Okay, I was about to say,
Totally
I thought it was like a
educational,
person.
Tell me, explain to me, describe to me.
Oh.
Apparently, according to abbreviations.yourdictionary.com, of course.
That's really redundant.
Yeah.
It really is.
Tell me, describe.
NASDAQ.
Can you tell me and explain to me? NASDAQ. North
NASDAQ.
American Digital and...
I learned this in like econ class about 10 years ago.
I don't know.
Yeah.
North
National
American
Association of Securities
Sasquatch.
Dealers Automated Quotation.
Oh, those tricksters.
Quotation?
I guess, yeah. That's what they
guess.
done. That's what they done did tell me.
Okay, we're really starting to hit the bottom of the barrel with these acronyms here.
I know. I think. Hey, they got FUBAR on here though, so we got that going. Yeah, that's it. None of these are good. None of these
All
are
that
as good as
started
gnarly.
with gnarly. Yeah, I was literally blown away when I learned. I think I saw it on a TikTok or something like that. Some guy was like, yeah, so actually like gnarly comes from Gaffney's what is it, graphical assessment of radness.
I just really hope that was his first name.
Numerical.
Yeah.
Gaffney's
Gaffney,
numerical
yeah.
assessment of radness.
Hell yeah.
Do you think he's really stingy? You're like, you do a cool trick and be like, 0.3. And you're like, no,
He was known as-
0.3.
The scale only goes up to 2.
You biff it, and they're like, that's -1.
Wait a minute, Wren. Your theory. There's a science fiction book from 1939 called The Gnarly Man,
Uh-oh. Gaffney
which
was
obviously
just a baby then.
predates
well,
radness.
there might be,
How
you
old
can
is
be
Gaffney?
gnarled like a tree. There's
That's
that
what I-
kind of gnarly.
But like,
That's what I always thought the word stood for, was just like rocky gnarly.
yeah, like
Yeah.
when
Let's
lumberjacks go to get some timber, they don't want to cut into the gnarly stuff because it's
Yeah.
going to be hard to fell the tree. You're like,
let's
no,
go
that's
fully.
too
Let's go
gnarly.
fully.
like
etymology.
garlic knots.
Okay, all right. According to etymology sources, this word gnarled dates back to the 1600s, probably a variant of the Middle English knurled or gnar, which is, of course, where we get knob or knot,
Okay.
which, I don't know. Maybe that guy was making it up, man.
I think Gaffney
Maybe he
might
got
be
us
full
all.
of
Maybe
crap there,
Gaffney's
buddy.
full of shit.
Yeah,
Maybe I just
crapney.
Google
Sorry.
Gaffney's numerical. Oh, it's right
Uh-oh.
here. Autocomplete. Gaffney's numerical
Numerical-
assessment of radness, or NAR, sorry, G.N.A.R, is a game invented by skiers Shane McConkey and Rob Gaffney to determine who is the
Shane
raddest
McConkey.
skier on the mountain. Take the test and find out how rad you actually are.
Wait, can we take the test?
Wait, this is basically just
Can
an
you send us
IRL
the test?
Facebook test?
Wait, I want to take it.
Oh, no.
All right, we'll take the
I want to
test.
see how rad we are.
All right, guys, let's see how rad we are. Hold on, I gotta get through all these ads. I
Do
don't know
we,
if the test
do we
actually
answer
exists.
collectively? Do we vote on answers?
Yes.
I think
Let's
together
see how-
we'll be radder
yeah.
and gnarler. Gnarler.
Gnarler.
All right, I want
Let's
to take
see
this
if
test.
I can do it. Oh no!
Let's start,
What have we,
let's start.
What have we?
All
What have
right,
we?
what's the first question?
Have you ever skied naked?
No.
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 Under my
no.
clothes.
I've one-wheeled naked.
Have you ever got first lifts on a powder day?
Yeah, actually I have.
Yes.
First what? First
Lifts.
what?
Hey,
First
Oh,
lifts, bro.
I've
bro,
never
after
gotten
an
first
epic
lift
run
on a powder
or
day.
in a lift queue, have you ever shouted, "I'm the best skier on the mountain"?
Yes.
No, I'm not Dean.
Yes.
No.
Yo, have you ever told a pro rider or instructor that you were completely better than them?
Damn.
He's kind of like asshole questions.
Yeah, dude, Gaffney's
He's like, he just shoved their way in the first little line, and they're like, "Yo, I'm better than you.
better than you.
Completely.
I'm the best
I'm
skier on the mountain."
completely
Like,
better
it's not
than
about
you.
how good you are, it's just about how much of a.
Not
like,
just
oh,
better,
actually-
completely better.
Just pushing children down to get the first powder.
It's just a
Yeah.
measurement of how much of a dick you are.
Okay. Yeah, we're learning.
All right, keep it going. What else?
All right. At the start of a run, have you ever shouted, "Hey, look at me. I'm going to nail this. I am amazing."
No. No.
Dude. Oh my god, this guy sounds like a total a-hole.
This was
it
the
does.
mullet guy in all the 80s ski movies. Gaffney was that guy,
Yo,
dude.
and for another point, but there's only 10 points here. All right, we're on point number 6. Have you ever farted on a ski lift and claimed it?
Dude.
That was me. Oh, that was me.
It's like no one can smell it.
Just
dude.
making
We're
scenes.
outside.
Dude, so
Hey, you don't want your
gnarly,
butt to be
dude.
cold?
All right, ready? Number 7. Have you ever lost anything on the mountain?
Virginity. That's what they mean.
Yes.
Oh, that kind of
Oh,
losing.
Gaffney.
I see.
All right.
Have you ever
Answer
cut?
yes.
Have you ever cut into lift cues?
Dude,
Again,
was this
very
written by
rude.
It
16
should be.
year
It
olds?
should be like. It should be you lose a point if you say yes on that one. Have you ever injured yourself on the slopes and had to go home?
That's
Have you ever
less.
called
That's,
your mommy to pick you up from the bottom of the slope?
Oh my! Have you ever called your mom?
no, you're kidding. You're kidding.
No
way.
person. Yeah. Have you ever called your mom while hooning down the mountain? Hooning.
I was spot on.
I put down
Hooning down
yes.
the mountain. How do you spell that?
HOONING.
Look it up.
Hooning.
Crunch the numbers.
Hooning.
another acronym.
Hooning a car. What is hooning
I'm blown away.
around?
Nick actually managed to call that. Like he was just making fun of this test, and then the test
Hooning.
just played into
Here we
your
go.
cards.
Hooning is like an Australian slang word. Okay.
Okay.
Hooning is a common word used for any anti-social behavior in a motor vehicle, such as speeding, street racing, burnouts, loud music, car stereo.
So driving a car down the mountain, have you ever called your mother?
Hooning
I
down
put-
the
I put
mountain,
yes.
dude.
I
put yes.
Rappling down
Yes.
the mountain.
All right, I have our NAR score. Here's the thing. It didn't give me a dang number. It just gave me a judgment. You are the least raddest person we know.
By that judgment, that is a high compliment.
Sorry, dude. You're about as rad as near entry ski boots. You can become radder by becoming a ski or snowboard instructor. Take a look at our courses to see what you've got. Oh, come on, guys. You're just trying to
What?
sell me snowboard courses?
Gaffney is rolling in his grave right now, Nico.
Dude, I give that a NAR score of negative a million.
Oh, that's a hard.
Negative 10 on the NAR score. Oh my god.
Wow, I couldn't believe that. I feel like Gaffney is like Dean's grandfather or something.
Dude, Gaffney's a mean man. Let's
Yeah,
just
Gaffney's
he
a
sounds like a-
mess.
put that on the record.
I'm
At
just
least
assuming
Dean
he
is
did all the
nicer.
things that were in those questions.
Yeah.
And he sounds like a total dick.
Just pushing himself to the front of the line.
Yeah, he's
he
like,
has
I'm
to be
a pro-
first.
I'm a pro skier. I'm a better skier than anybody here. I'm
You
a better
all
skier than
suck.
the instructors. I'm amazing.
Farting.
I did it. Hey, Mom, guess what?
I lost something.
This does not sound fun.
Oh my gosh. That's how you measure
Wow.
radicalness or radness, I guess.
So maybe
Hey, Mom,
NAR.
I'm naked on the ski slope. Yeah.
Wait a
Wait,
minute.
I think we've misappropriated this term. I think NAR is an insult, guys.
Oh
I
my
think
goodness.
gnarly is not a good thing.
Oh man.
I'm not
Wow.
going to use it anymore.
Numerical
Wait a
assessment
minute.
of radness?
Guys,
More
guys,
like-
I think it gets worse. Hold on.
Oh no.
I'm seeing here. Okay, maybe this isn't real. I'm
What
trying to
what
vet
could
this
Jacob
right now.
possibly pulled up that is making us go, oh no.
It's a movie poster for NAR the movie,
Okay.
and apparently it came out in 2011.
That's what the
Is it a
timeline-
shark
And-
movie?
And it actually, from what I can tell, it involves Scott Gaffney and Rob Gaffney and Shane McCockley, the
Oh, wow.
original
God.
NAR guys.
You're
Oh,
kidding.
wow.
No.
Is it a ski film? Or is it like a
I
narrative?
don't know. What is this?
Is it like
this a
a-
drawing or is this real? NAR the
I
movie.
need to watch this. We have
What is
research
this?
to do.
All right, I'm gonna pull this up too. NAR the
It is a movie. It is a movie. Directed by Rob Gaffney
Narrative?
and Scott
Directed
Gaffney.
by him?
He's a film director?
Starring Shane McConkey, Scott
God.
Gaffney, and Rob Gaffney.
Wow.
Yeah, it looks like a National Lampoon kind of thing.
I don't know if you can see this up on the
Dude.
camera.
I wonder if
Christian,
they
zoom in on
discuss
this if you can.
in the movie what NAR is.
It's probably just them like ranking things. Like, how can we like? Well, that was a cool trick. Another trick he did was really cool too. But how can we tell which trick is better? If only we had a system.
Whoever claims it louder, bro.
I can't get over that rating system. Oh my gosh.
That's so weird. Yeah.
Dude, Shane
you ever farted on
McConkey
skills and
has
claimed
a bunch of credits on IMDb, dude. Oh wait,
my
he's
gosh.
dead. He
What?
died. Yeah,
Rip.
he died 2009 at the age of 39. Probably
wait,
doing something
what?
gnarly.
How
dude.
did he die in 2009 and direct
Let's
a movie
find
in
out. Wait, let's-
2011?
I don't know. He starred in it. He didn't direct
How did he
it. Let's-
start? My question stands.
How did Shane McConkey die?
He might not have claimed
Died
it,
in
dude.
a ski base accident in Italy.
Oh my
Gnarly,
God.
dude.
That's
What?
pretty gnarly.
He lost his life.
Dude.
Oh
He
man,
skied so
sad.
hard he died?
Left behind a wife and a 5-year-old daughter.
Oh.
Bad.
Man, that's sad. I feel bad for even joking.
Wait, how
about
did it happen? How did he die? What happened? Jake, tell us the story.
There's
Hurry.
so many ways to
All
die
right,
if you're
We're at
just
the end of this
going
podcast.
down
You
on
need
a
to tell us
ski
the
slope.
story.
What? Like, find out what happened. Here we go.
But it wasn't Gaffney. It was the other guy. Right?
Yeah, McConkey.
McConkey.
His gnarly bro.
Dang.
Or
Let's
was he
see what
gnarly?
happened here?
How old are these guys?
They're
Because
in their 40s.
they're probably going to hear this podcast now.
40s or 50s. Shane McConkey died in a ski base jump on Sas Pardoi, a mountain in the Stella group of the Italian Dolomites. One of his skis failed to release, sending him into a spin. After he corrected the problem, it was too late to deploy his parachute.
Well, it's a base jump. It's a skiing base jump where you
right.
just ski off a cliff.
Oh,
That's gnarly.
why didn't he pull his chute?
He was
Because
in
he
a
was caught in a spin.
He was in a spin.
Oh,
Yeah.
Dang.
dude.
And I'm
gnarly.
pretty sure like parachutes need they need to catch the wind to open. So
He's got his own
you're
film
spinning.
called McConkey, 2013 documentary film about extreme skier Shane
Wow.
McConkey. Wow. I wonder what the
Dang.
other what are the Gaffney
Wait.
boys up to? Are they
Dude,
still
Rob
around?
Gaffney? Rob Gaffney, the guy who's the NAR is named after, apparently went to med school in psychiatry and was he served as the chief resident at UC Davis.
What?
hey man, good for him.
Are you sure this
And
is the same
is
guy?
a resident in Tahoe City. Yeah.
Are you sure this is the same guy?
No, I'm not sure.
not
I'm
just
looking
another
into it
guy
further.
named-
I just
This
decided
is-
to read something very briefly on the internet and portray it as fact.
Like all podcasts.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, no, it's this is the same guy.
Wait.
Yeah.
Rob Gaffney, MD, author, and ski icon.
Wow.
Mountain culture. No way.
An eclectic fellow.
Dude, you could go to his office. Look at this.
Let's go.
He's got an office in Tahoe. Right on the
That's
water,
hilarious.
bro.
I mean,
Dude, an office in Tahoe. It's
that's
like
for
What's
an
his
early guy like
brother up
that.
to?
Hey,
All right, we only got one more to find out. Where are they now? Here we go. Scott Gaffney.
little
find
guy.
out
do
what
you
Scott
think he
Gaffney's
shows up to
to.
the hospital and goes, I'm the best doctor here? He's gonna hoot it down the hallways.
Hooting
Red
down the
ass in
hallway.
the surgery room.
Just scooting down the hallway, bro.
Just naked in the surgery room, farting, going, I farted. Hey, mom.
All right,
Can we
Scott
get that guy out of
Gaffney-
here? We let him do his thing.
Scott
Goes down to the
Gaffney is
cafeteria, skips to the front of the line.
apparently
Oh my
still
gosh,
active as a skier and as a film director. He directed the movie McConkey. As far as I
That's
can
super
tell.
wholesome though. Like he made a movie
Yeah.
about his friend.
Right.
That's awesome.
And he's got an Instagram profile. Let's see what's going on here.
Let's follow him. Can we comment on his post?
You wanna follow-
Can you follow him?
I'm
Yeah.
on the corridor account. Should I follow him?
Yeah, follow him.
No, hold up. Come on. No, this makes it real.
Follow. Followed.
Hell yeah.
Oh my God, you did it.
We now follow the Grand NAR.
Follow
the Grand NAR.
The
Master
grandfather
NAR.
NAR.
The father of NAR.
The father of all
NAR
NAR.
father. The narwhal.
The Nar father.
Nar father.
Nar father.
Get a nar father.
Nar father who art in heaven.
Oh my god.
Oh man. Wow, this
That
has
art in
been quite a
heaven.
journey. I did
Actually.
not know this was gonna happen. But hey, here's a picture of him jumping off of a mountain on skis naked.
Comment on it.
Oh, there it is.
Comment. Comment.
Just type.
Say 9 out of 10 gnarly. Say that. Only 9 out of 10 though. Yeah.
9 out of 10. Gnarly.
Oh, dude, are we trolling? We should
No, 9
troll.
out of 10 Nar, not gnarly.
Nar father. 9 out of 10 Nar father. 9 out of 10 Nar 4, letter 4, number 4 for Nar father. All right, here we
Nar.
go.
He is officially the Nar father.
Dude.
All right,
I gotta
so
follow him.
Scott and brother Rob, if you guys are hearing this, thanks for the Nar. That's all I gotta
Yep.
say.
Thanks for claiming your farts.
It's been
Yeah.
a journey. It's been a journey.
We all learned something today.
we were gonna end up there, but here we are.
Dude.
Here we are.
Here we are. Oh my God! Stop.
All right, play us out, Jake.
Make it stop.
Not gonna lie,
Doing
this
that
is getting pretty
Nar.
heavy on my neck.
Oh, dude, you gotta
Hey,
take
you ready for the sound
shower.
effect here? Ready?
Oh, that wasn't even. That was just wet. Dude,
Doing that Nar.
it's humid in there, dude.
Yeah.
Ugh.
That's why you wear a shirt underneath this to separate the silicone from your skin.
Doing that Nar.
One of my favorite beers is called Nar.
Whoa.
There
The
you
Nar.
go.
Thanks for listening to the
All right.
podcast, everybody. We enjoyed
Yeah.
hanging out with you for another hour
Hazy double IPA.
of your week.
That
Till
was,
next
Yeah, thanks for
time.
watching. Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
A lot of people
Ready?
listen. Do you think more people listen than? Oh, are we on?
Ready, Wren?
3, 2, 1.